All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome. Welcome to Sunday Night Charts. Guys, this is where we look at the market through a lens of fives and threes from an Elliott Wave perspective. We put them all together, decide where the market might be heading. What's up going on? What's going on, guys? Good to see you, James Bond, there. And how you doing, man? Hope you're well. Hey, Daniel. Drop that bass, Chemo. What's up, man? How's it going, bud? All right, let me see if I can get my picture activated on the screen. 3, 2, 1, activate. Boom. There I am in all of my glory. All right. Hope that's all right for you. I don't know, a little bit closer. How's that? There we go. There's me. So, all right. Let's jump into the charts, guys. We're going to look at the market. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at the rest of the crypto market in general. We're going to look at the NASDAQ. We'll look at the S&P, DXY. We'll just kind of get an overview of the entire market as we always do on Sunday Night Charts. Get ready for the trading week. Talk about where price is probably going to be going from an Elliott Wave perspective this week. And so we're not surprised by anything the market does. We have ideas and understanding about where it could go, why it could go where it's going, and what every move that happens on the chart might indicate for its next move. So I am not here giving financial advice. I don't do that. You really need to make your own decisions about your finances. You also need to do your own research, guys. But I am an Elliott Wave trader. If you want to know my perspective, I come from an Elliott Wave background. That's the way I look at the market. And if you want to study Elliott Wave theory from a guy who can make it easy for you to understand, love to have you in the Discord. It's a great place. I've got an awesome educational resource. You can come in and you can have access to that, as well as a community of traders that looks at the market through a different eyes, different perspectives. But we all like to look at the Elliott Wave count together every day, morning live stream and evening live stream in our Discord. All right. So with that said, guys, you have a formal invitation to come on in. How do you become a member of the Discord? You simply join my Patreon. We'll get you right in immediately after that. There are 3 tiers you can join if you want access to the. Oh man, here my cat's starting already. It never fails, guys. Never fails. I start the live stream, cat jumps in. It's crazy. Getting fixed on 6th, though, guys. She's getting fixed, so we shouldn't have that problem any longer. She's going to be taken care of. All right. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you become a Patreon. There's three tiers you can join there. One, if you want access to my trades, it'll be the 2nd tier. If you want a one-on-one mentorship and learn how to trade just one-on-one with me, that's a fantastic thing as well. I just got finished with a mentorship with a fellow from France and living in the Philippines, though. But he's from France, living in the Philippines. We had a great time together, and he did super well. He listened and learned a lot and did everything I told him to do. And he did well for his first month, and I think he did well his second month as well. So love to have you guys as part of a mentorship and trading. If you want to do that, I've got a place on the Patreon for that. So. All right, guys, let's jump in. Let me say hi to everybody. And you've gotten the welcome on the front end there. There's Twins Records. Of course we have. Joshua Hernandez. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Get through the chopper. What's up, Eli? How you doing, buddy? Hey, good game. What's up, man? Big John. Hello, sir. Evo. Hey, buddy. Good to see you as well. I already said hi to Daniel and James and Keith. What's up, buddy? Good to see y'all as well. All right, I think I've said hi to everybody that said hi to me. Let's jump into the market, guys. There's one chart here by the title. One chart I think might be pointing the way to Bitcoin. Okay, it's a clear chart. It's a plain chart, and I think it might be the roadmap for the way Bitcoin might be moving. So. I'm going to show you that in just a moment, but let's start out with the Bitcoin analysis, and if you hang on long enough in the live stream, you're going to get that secret chart that I believe is kind of telling the tale for where Bitcoin might be going. All right, so we're going to start with Bitcoin here. I'm going to zoom out We're going to get on the daily. I'm going to remove everything off my chart, which I already have. And we're going to say, okay, what do we got here? Well, let's just take low-hanging fruit observations that I see on the daily chart. First things first. Very first thing I see right here is the fact that we have a break of the structure. We have a break of the trend to the upside. Okay, so it has broken. The price has now broken out of its trend. Okay. If you look on the 3-day, you have a clear RSI break as well. On the 3-day, we had one here, a little fake out right here. It shot up and stop hunted everybody, and then it rolled over. What's interesting on the 3-day is now it has come down and now has been creating hidden bullish divergence. So there's hidden bull on the 3-day chart, which probably means over the next week or two, we're going to see a pump that's going to close on the 3-day chart to the upside before we get more downside. Okay, that's just probably what that means. More than likely, we're going to have a 3-day candle close eventually in the next 2 to 3 3-day candles. They're going to be to the upside, so we can expect more than likely a move to the upside that's going to close higher. This hidden bullish divergence is probably indicating that, I would imagine. Okay, so that's the 3-day. Back to the daily. Let's just look at low-hanging fruit here. So the first thing first, we've broken structure. Secondly, we've broken the 200 moving average. Okay, so we've got a 200 moving average right here that we've broken. So we need to pay attention to that as well. We've broken that to the downside. The other thing I notice here is that we have retested it in a 3-wave pattern. Okay, we've retested that 200 moving average and the breakout that we see on the chart here. We've retested it on in a 3-wave pattern back to the upside. So it has provided so far it has provided resistance, this diagonal trend line, as well as the 200 daily moving average, which is a powerful moving average, which is the only moving average I personally keep on my own charts. Okay, but we have a rejection off of that moving average and that trend, so that's powerful as well. When this wave came up on the daily chart, we noticed last week that we had, at least in our Discord last week, we noticed that there was hidden bearish divergence, and we were ready for this downside move, and we actually took that short. So that was a good short in our Discord. If you need help navigating the market, you need to trade with people. You can bounce your analysis off of other guys looking at the same market with you, and you need to don't trade alone, guys. You be part of a community. We have an awesome community to be a part of. I'd love to have you if you're not a part of it. So again, a second invitation to you to come into the Discord. It's really a great place to share your charts. Other guys are sharing their charts. And then we get together live every day, analyzing the wave structure, getting ready for the day's trades first thing in the morning, before the New York Open session, or during the New York Open. We're live during that time, trading then, and then in the evening as the daily closes. Okay, get a bit of a pump here at this very moment in ADA, which I'm looking on in the background here. So that's an interesting development here. I was looking at this as a potential triangle, but it's not looking. I would say it's not looking fantastic as a triangle. Let's see how this 15-minute candle closes. I may ditch this triangle count. That was just a concept, just an idea, maybe. I wasn't that keen on it, but I was looking at it. I don't have a great triangle here in the RSI. It's not bad, but we'd like to see the triangle in the RSI as well as price. So we're starting to break out of that. Just to give you a quick update on that little little pumpy move there, but again, not sure what that is quite yet. We're going to talk about that in just a moment there. So I don't think it's a triangle. Actually, I don't. Just looking at it like that, it looks like a W and an X wave, and now I'm looking for a Y wave to the downside, more than likely. More than likely. Triangle made a lot of sense to me, though. Really did. We'll see. We'll see. As long as we get a rejection and a wick out of here, maybe. But there again, maybe not. 3. We'll see. We'll talk about that in just a moment. All right, back to Bitcoin. All right, so low-hanging fruit, guys. We rejected off the 200 moving average. We have broken to the downside. So we have a bearish chart on our hands, guys. We have a bearish bias here. Now that doesn't mean the chart's going to go straight down. We know that the chart moves in waves on the daily chart. So we might have a bullish week this week. This entire week might be kind of sideways and bullish, making a little pumpy reaction. So just because I say, hey, on the daily chart we're looking kind of bearish, that doesn't mean that we can't have days in which the market moves up. And I say that a lot because a lot of guys listen to my live stream when I say, hey, I'm bearish. That doesn't mean I'm trading everything to the downside. That doesn't mean that at all. It just means that looking at this chart, I would guess that the general overarching direction of this wave right here is going to continue to the downside. Okay, that as this is formed, it's going to be a general direction to the downside. Now look at the general direction of this wave. It was to the upside, but look how many really deep downward moves we had as the thing trended to the upside. It would trend and pop really fast and then take all this time, really long time, to correct and go down, right? Pop really fast, go sideways, pop again, and then take really long time to consolidate and go down. But the trend at the end of the day was up here, okay? But that doesn't mean that there wasn't days in which we were shorting the market in a bullish move, okay? So I say that to you just to be clear, that while I believe that now the trend is shifted to the downside, that the overarching direction of this wave is going to be down for a while, that does not mean we can't have periods of long, sustained sideways action in which the general direction of the sideways action is to the upside in corrective nature, correcting the general trend of the wave. In other words, we can have a move right here that takes quite a while in the market that goes counter to the trend, yet the entire trend is still to the downside. We have a bias because of these signals that we see on the chart. A break of the trend line, a break of the 200 with a rejection off of it again. Okay, so these signals right here, this break and retest of those things and the rejection again would lead me at this moment to feel and be biased, at least for the downside on this particular wave. But that doesn't mean we can't have waves that take us back up, or entire weeks worth of price action that take us up to the upside. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the macro analysis of this wave, and we're going to get the general direction of the wave, and then we're going to look at the micro count of the wave and say, hey, where is this thing going this week? What is the wave structure that we can expect to see on the small time frame? And that's what this channel gives you. It gives you a map for the week, what you can expect. How many of you guys remember the title of last week's video? Okay, I had a video last week's live stream, and last week the title of it was, "This week looks like it's prepping for a pump and a dump." And sure enough, we got a major pump and a major dump in that week. We were ready for last week's price action. So this week we're going to get ready for the price action again, as we always do. And so if you're new to the channel, that's what we're doing here. We're doing we do a deep dive analysis into the Bitcoin chart. We look at the wave structure. We look at what the waves are telling, what the general price trend is. We analyze wave structure, and then we say, okay, on small time frame, where, in light of all that analysis, where would we expect price to go this week and in the coming days? And we get ready for our trades that way. So that's what we're doing here tonight. You got to be patient, and you got to wait through all this stuff, guys. You gotta actually, watch the whole analysis so you get a general vibe of what's going on. So let me encourage you to do that. All right, I'm talking too much and I'm going really slow, and there's 34 of you watching and probably 34 of you that have been around a long while. All right. I'll be honest with you, Jay, I've been thinking about doing some kind of special for newcomers. So what I was considering doing, and I might do it, you might see an advertisement this week maybe on a video, is I might give my tier 2 analysis and trades that I'm taking for the price of a tier 1 Patreon support for the first month, and just give you a taste of the tier 2 and free, at least that upgrade for the price of tier 1. So I've been thinking about that. How many of you would be interested in something like that? Let me know. You can check out the Patreon and what you get in each of the Patreon groups. You can see a description there if you check it out. All right, that's just low hanging fruit, guys. This is broken. I'm bearish to the downside. However, that doesn't mean we can't have bullish moves, even an entire bullish week. You'll notice on the daily we have broken back to the upside here on the daily, and we are still on the above the moving average on the daily. We haven't broken the RSI moving average yet to the downside. So there's a good chance this continues back to the upside more in the coming weeks here. So let's now analyze the wave structure that we're seeing here and look for a trade. Let me show you what I'm expecting or what I'm looking for on Bitcoin. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to show you the chart that I think corroborates exactly that. Okay. The way I'm looking at this current wave is that this is a finished 3-wave move. In fact, I should probably label it a WXY. So we're going to label this a W, an X wave, and then a Y wave. And I think that's a finished correction. That's a WXY. And now what we have is we have a potential finished 3-wave move here to the downside right here that came back. Okay. And it looks like it's about done as well. So I think there's a good chance that this was also 3 waves and it's finished. Okay. There's a potential for one more hit to the low, but I don't think so. I think that's finished and that's 3 waves. So you say, what do you make of that? Well, there's a strong possibility that since this 3rd wave came down 90% of this first 3-wave move, okay, there's a good chance here that this wave right here, this wave structure turns into a flat, where we have 3 waves to the upside, we got 3 waves to the downside, and now we're going to work on 5 waves to the upside, and it's going to be a flat. And this 5 waves is going to come up kind of fast and furious. It'll be relatively quick. I don't know if it's going to be a big straight up candle like these or whatever, but I do know that it'll be relative. It'll be an impulse wave. We would expect to see 5 waves out of it. Okay, some kind of 5-wave move. What I think that would be is the 3rd wave, or the C wave, of a correction of this first move to the downside. Okay, so the way I would look at that is this could be an A wave or a W wave here, 3 waves, and now here's an X wave that gets us back to up here, the 618 retrace of that W wave. So we're going to get really close. If not, we come and wick the 618 retrace this week, maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday. So this, and then we come back down for another. So this right here could, the C wave could, oh come on, could take all this time. I think we're in the middle of a 1-2, and we have some time to waste here on the 2 wave yet. I don't think the 2 wave is finished, okay, of the small time frame. But we'd be looking for 5 waves to the upside out of here, 5 waves. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be an ABC, 3 up, 3 down, and now we go up for 5. And that'll get us up to about the $29,500 range, $29,300 range. It'll retest this trend line. It could wick through it or not, as if it takes enough time to get up here. It might be until, shoot, this whole move that I've got drawn here takes us through Sunday of next week. In other words, we could be bullish all week, moving to the upside all week, and we might not finish the whole move until Sunday or next Sunday, okay? In which case we would say, okay, we got 3 waves. We'd be looking for that to finish. And then we would be looking for a reversal and a 3-wave pullback. And so the next week's going to be bearish and corrective the next couple of weeks into October. So we might be playing around up here in this price zone for the next month, okay? For the next month. That's where price is probably going to be playing around, I would guess, okay? Now, the invalidation of that, the invalidation of that would be if this thing just wants to roll over, take this low out, and keep just falling over. That's the other option I'm seeing on the chart. So either this is going to, what do we call it? This is going to confirm as a 3-wave move, or this is an ultra bear count in which we have the other solution here is that we have a 1 and a wave 2, and now a wave 1 and a wave 2, and this right now is just going to continue to roll over and continue to go down like crazy, okay? Now I think I don't think that count is the most plausible count personally, and I'll show you why in about 5 minutes when I show you a chart that I think is telling the story. I think more likely this is the beginning of a very complex correction that's going to take a lot of time out of the market, okay? This wave right here is going to take a lot of time out of the market, and this dump right here might take us into the rest of the year as we head to the downside on this Y wave to the downside, okay? So looking at the grand count here, the larger structure, we have an A, B, and a C wave to the top here, and the way I'd be counting that C wave is 1, 2 right there. Then we're going to go 3 to here. This is wave 4, and that's a wave 5. That's one way to look at this. It's not the only way, but that's one way to look at this structure. That's ABC, okay? And now we're getting a 3-wave down. Now we've broken out of this trend. We're correcting in a larger correction that I think is going to take more time, and it's going to get more complex, and then it's going to come down for another 3 waves. We'd be looking for something like this, okay, to finish that thing out with targets anywhere between $19,000 and $15,000 in this range down here if price wants to do that, and that would come down in 3 corrective waves, okay? So that's a possibility. That's plausible. I think that's the more likely count than the ultra bear where we just roll over and come down now. I don't think that move is going to be very likely. Could it happen, or could I be wrong about the likelihood? Going to bed?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Good night. Love you, buddy. Good night. Okay. So yeah, I could be wrong about the likelihood. This is my opinion. That I see two main counts here. Now there are other counts here, and I'll show you those counts shortly. But I'm presenting my favorite count here and focusing in on my favorite count, and then I'll talk about in passing my other counts of this wave structure. And that way you can kind of be ready for anything. And what we'll do and what we do in our Discord is that we monitor the wave action every day, and we keep track of the different counts that we have. And then as the wave adds, as more and more gets added to the chart, we begin to hone in on one particular count over another count, so that we're not stuck with 10 counts we're looking at every day. We actually can kind of look at the different counts that are possible. So and then hone in on one or two that are more possible than the others based upon the wave structure. Okay, so we've done pretty well as a Discord navigating, guys. I think we've done really well navigating this trash that we've gotten. Made some good trades together, and so I think we're doing good. Hey, there's 53 of you watching. Welcome, guys. I'm glad you're here. Hit the like button if you have some time and you don't mind doing that, and maybe even just copy and paste this stream into another Discord that you're a part of, or another community. Just share it if you don't mind. If you got a minute, just to kind of show some love and just say, hey Jim, let me promote your stuff here, man. Because I'll tell you what, my channel's been stagnant, and the reason is because of me. I haven't been putting out weekly videos like I used to, and I keep saying every week. I keep thinking, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but man, I get involved in the week, and I focus so much on the Discord and doing the live streams there and the analysis there that I just get tired of making videos. And when I think about making a YouTube video during the week, I'm just like, I cringe at just at the time it takes to do it. But I really need to get back to making steady videos, because my subscribership, like every week, I'm losing 10 or 20 subs. So I don't want to do that. I want to be more consistent with the content. So guys, keep encouraging me to do that, and I'm going to keep trying to do it. But in the meantime, if you'd take a minute and share, that'd be awesome. So, all right. So here's a count here. I like the count. It's a good concept. But what do we need to worry about this week? This week, basically, I'm seeing maybe a wave 2 developing into the beginnings of some bullish move back to the upside. Okay, so I'm seeing the potential here for some kind of wave 2 to develop. Who knows the shape of that sucker? This might just come down like this. Might be A, B, and C right there. We might have some kind of an ending diag here, right there. So that's the 5th wave. So now we're in the middle of some kind of an ABC here. It may be smaller than I just drew it. Maybe something like this. Right, and that would be like a 1-2, and we'd be looking for some kind of move up like that potentially. Now, if that 1-2 gets invalidated, if this low gets broken, because in Elliott the rule is the wave 2 can't pass beyond the origin of wave 1. So basically, if this comes down, takes that low out, we'd have to recount what we have. We'd have to come back and say, hey, looks like we got a 5-wave move working. There's 5 waves there. We'd have to reevaluate the count that we have, the Elliott count that we have for the entire structure. So I'm here to tell you that this thing starts coming down and takes this low out, it's going to kind of change the way I'm thinking a little bit about the wave structure. So I don't know that if it comes down here, I'm going to like very much that it comes up here, unless I can come up with a count that's 3 waves that hits the low. Okay. All right. So with that said, I'm bearish in the immediate term on the 5-minute, 15-minute, 1-hour chart in that time frame. But ultimately on this weekly candle or daily candles, looking for some upward trending momentum over the next couple of weeks. Okay. And it might take a couple of 3 weeks to get up here. It may go up there a lot faster than I expect, right? but it should impulse, but that impulse could take a couple of weeks to play out. So don't be surprised if this starts to come up and it takes a while for that to happen. That's probably likely. Okay. Okay, you guys look like you're doing okay. You're watching intently. Not a lot of conversation, which is fine with me because it sometimes distracts me from doing what I'm doing. All right, so let me show you the chart now that I think is kind of telling this story right here, and that's the ADA chart. It's the Cardano chart. Okay, so let's look at Cardano here, and just take a peek at it and say, okay, what are you seeing, Jim, that makes you think it's telling the story for where crypto might be going? Okay, well let me just kind of go back in time just a little bit here and show you what's going on down here. Okay, we're kind of coming. I thought personally that when we got this wedge right, oh come on, Jim, when we got this wedge right there, I was really looking at that as a final wave, a finished wave, that we had an ending diag and it was clear and plain. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We had an ending diag and it was beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So I was liking it. I was liking it a lot. Okay. But the problem is that we made another low. We made another low. And we made that low with 3 waves right there, which is super interesting to me. As I look at that, I'm like, whoa, that's really interesting. And then what happened is that we got this, looks like, the best I can tell, a 3-wave move back to the upside. All right? So we got this 3-wave move back to the upside. So that's telling. Okay? I would have expected this 3-wave to be followed by this 3-wave, and I would have expected a 5-wave move to the upside that's very large, like a flat. But we didn't get that. We got something different. We got this 3-wave move down. Fine, I was looking for 5 waves up. We didn't get it. We got 3 up. So now what am I expecting? Well, I'm expecting this wave to turn in to a correction right in here and another wave down so that this 3 waves doubles up. That's what I'm expecting. A double 3-wave move, a WXY basically. So I'm looking for this to be 3, 3, and 3. Okay? That's the way, that's what I'm expecting to see on the ADA chart. Okay? That means we're going to have kind of some twin waves here. See this wave right here? 3 waves. Boom. That's a corrective wave. Okay? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 waves. And 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here in the wick. Okay? So that's an impulse. So what that is a 5, 3, 5 correction, okay, followed by a 5, 3, maybe 5, or if this is 3, 3, and 3, however you want to look at that. A, B, C, D, E. Ooh, there's a triangle in there. Ooh, there's a triangle in the RSI too. Beauty, mate. All right, so I'm going to look at that as 5, triangle, 5. That's a zigzag, correcting that move. So we have a W. I've got it already marked right there. Boom. 3-wave X. Boom. Now what? I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this to turn in to 3 waves. Okay? We're going to look at this and say, okay, what might this do? What might happen in here? Is that telling the story for where Bitcoin might be going? Okay. Anyway, I'm looking for this to flag out and finish to the upside here. Okay, at some point. We might get a hit to the low and then go. And that's going to give us some kind of a 3-wave move back to the upside, followed by some kind of a 5-wave move down. And that's going to be a WXY. What that is, it's going to come down here and break the low, get everybody really, really bearish. And so then we got 3 waves to the upside. We got this WXY to the downside. So we're bearish down here for another low. And then we're going to go to the moon, or at least we're going to pull back very fast and furious back to the upside. And we're going to go up and break $1 again. Okay? In other words, this thing's going to go. And it's going to go fast. All right? So that's the way I'm looking at ADA, guys. That's what I'm thinking. So what am I expecting then on the small time frame? Well, I'm expecting eventually this C wave, 5-wave move, potentially 5 waves, back to the upside. Okay, looking for 5 waves to the upside. Now, what did I say I was? Looking for Bitcoin? I'm looking for what? I'm looking for 5 waves to the upside. And once I get that 5 waves, I'm looking, look here now, pay attention now. I'm looking for this sharp move to the downside, okay? 88, look at it now. Look at it. I'm looking for this to go up in 5 and finish, and then what? Then what? I'm looking for a sharp move to the downside afterwards, okay? So over the next month or so, I'm expecting a pump, and then a major dump, okay, that takes probably to the end of the quarter or into maybe November or December for this thing to come on down and finish. Okay, that's the way I'm thinking about crypto at this time. So when I take this and say, okay, and then once that finishes, I'm looking for a major large move back to the upside that goes fast and furious. And this wave just goes and goes, okay? All right. What would that be? What would that be if that takes place, okay? If that takes place. Let's clear the chart, and let's finish drawing this wave. Boom, boom. What could that be? Well, could we have an ending diag? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As long as the wave 5 is not longer than wave 3, because wave 3 can't be the shortest. So as long as when this is finished, wave 5 isn't bigger than wave 3, that could be an ending diag, finishing Bitcoin's move to the downside with a major reversal coming out of this. And then a 3-wave pullback that takes a year to develop, a year or more to develop. After this big move to the upside, you get a 3-wave move, and then we go to the moon after that. That's a plausible, possible idea. That's one way to interpret it. The other way to interpret it is that this is some kind of a flat or a 3-wave move that's finishing, where you could have some kind of a WX and then a Y wave here, okay? And what this correction is some kind of a WX, Y, X, Z or something. It's ugly as sin, for sure. Let's see what it looks like on the log scale. I don't like it. I don't know. Some kind of ending diag or a flat. It could be a flat, a more complex flat, in which you have an A wave. We got B coming down here, finishing this thing, and then we go up for C. That would imply a lower low. That would imply a lower low later on. Okay. Which I'm not a big fan of, because crypto's ADA is already low. So does that mean ADA is going to die? Be one of the charts that dies? I don't know. But in the meantime, I think I think, a very plausible pattern for ADA to take on here is that we go up and finish, then we come down. We go up and finish, and then we come down. Bitcoin, daily chart. We go up and finish, then we come down. Let's look at Ethereum, daily chart. I keep yawning, guys. Sorry. What do we got going on here? This could be a flat here. A, B, C. There's an ABC for you. ABC. So we go up and finish, and then we come down. And that becomes a big W, X, and a Y for Ethereum. See how all the charts are starting to rhyme, guys? All the charts are kind of rhyming. All the charts are rhyming. Okay. XRP, let's look at it. Now, XRP could come down for wave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would finish a flat right here. Then we go up and finish. Could go up higher. And then we come down. Takes out all this liquidity. Maybe it doesn't take it out. Maybe it just comes down here. W, X, Y. Get some kind of wave like this. And then we start working our way up. And we go to the moon. Maybe go to the moon. Or this becomes a big W, X, Y, or ABC. Yeah, I could become an ABC there. 3, 3, and then we get 5 fast ones. And everybody be excited. So again, we get that up and finish move and then down. Okay? All right? So all the charts are pointing to this up and finish and then down. Up and finish and then down. Up and finish and then down. So I'm bullish in the short term, in the next week or so. Then I'm looking bearish to finish out the year. That's the way I'm looking at the chart. That's my primary way of looking at the charts. It's at least a concept that I have very high regard for. But I'm ready for the market to do whatever it wants to do. Just my thoughts, just the way I'm looking at the charts. How are you guys doing with all that information? Doing all right? You guys are just chilling and watching. What do you think of that, guys? While you guys are answering that question, I'm going to go grab something to drink. I will be right back. Just give me 1 second. I just got to get some water. Ow, ow. All right, I'm back with water. XRP to $100 in 7 months. $100 or $1? Back that up a little bit. There you go. There I am. $100 in 7 months. I mean, hey, chart junkies, what's up, man? Awesome. Glad you stumbled on it. Welcome. We do this live stream every Sunday night. We do an in-depth analysis on Bitcoin, and then we, I do update videos. Well, I haven't done update videos in a while, and I've been meaning to, but yeah, that's the way I'm looking at the charts there. All right, let's just take a peek at XLM. XLM's kind of funky to me. I'm not sure what XLM's doing, but XLM's kind of, it looks like it's ready to rock to the upside. So looking for a 3-wave pullback here on XLM, and let's go. Okay. So I'm looking for a pump in XLM. This looks like a really good ABC. A, B is done. Looking for C, but I need this 3-wave pullback first in XLM. So that chart is also telling kind of the story. You can also see on the hourly chart, we've got hidden bearish divergence here. So looking for a downward move. So the immediate trades for me are going to be to the short side, I believe, or at least I want to let the market pull back before I take the long. I want the market to pull back in 3 waves. If the market's going to pull back in 3 waves, looks like it's prepping to in the hourly chart. You got a good short setup, guys. If you break that trend line on the RSI to the upside on the hourly. Let's see what the 2-hour looks like. That's also straight up. 4-hour is straight up, and there's hidden bear on the 4-hour as well. Yeah, there's hidden bearish divergence all over the XLM chart, guys. So definitely consider. The 30 minutes giving a really nice trend, and we have divergence on the smaller time frame here. We got regular divergence. Boom, boom. So I think this is a decent potential short here, for at least 3 waves. For at least a 3-wave pullback, wave 2, and then we'd look for a wave 3 after that. So I like XLM to go up here. I do. And that's again rhyming. Okay, so on Bitcoin, let's look at the small time frame here. Let's go to the 15-minute and just kind of take a peek. See if I can spot a trade for you guys. How are we going to count? How are we going to count this mess going to the upside? Looks like a leading diag, doesn't it to you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. You could argue, I don't know how successfully you could argue, that you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 there, and that 5 wave has an ending diag right there. So you could argue for that, or finally, you could argue a count like this, where you got 1, 2, 3 is up to here. We got a flat 4, And then we got an ending diag fifth right there. Let me show you that ending diag I'm seeing right in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that might be the end of a 5-wave move, in which case we would expect a 3-wave pullback, just like we're expecting in XLM. So we look at XLM, we go to the small time frame. What do we got? We got a 5-wave move off the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a nice impulse wave. Looks good. The only shenanigan thing I could see is they flag out for another 4 and go up for 5. And then also we got to bring the 3 up to here, 4 and 5. Fine. And then a 3-wave pullback. Or we're going to get a 3-wave pullback here. It's going to take the next 2 days to play, or it's going to be fast. So it just depends on how big the wave is, how big the pullback is, right? If they pull back quick and fast and furious, this could take all the way till Tuesday for something like that right there that I just drew. That's into Tuesday before we get the beginning of wave 3. So we get a midweek reversal here. So sometime Wednesday, Thursday we get the pumpage on the wave 3. We flag out for wave 4, and then maybe over the weekend. Flag out over the weekend, wave 4, hit wave 5 next week, Sunday, Monday, and then we reverse to the downside. So this could be all week right there. We get a pump all week, and that would be a 3-wave, some kind of an X wave. More than likely we get a W, this is X, and then Y, something like that. So that's a potential way to look at what we're seeing on the charts there. Something like that. But the hidden bear on the 1 hour is telling me we're going to have some kind of a 3-wave correction. So that's next. I'm bearish right now on the small time frame. Okay, I am personally short. I'm trading ADA personally. Though I really like XLM right now. I wish I were trading XLM. I guess I could trade XLM. I'm in profit on ADA. I could switch over. I don't like to have a bunch of trades in different openings. I'm kind of a one-trade guy. I like to pick something and trade it. I'm not like Seth that has 10 trades going on at one time all the time. He's schlong. So, yeah, I like XLM. XLM's telling a good story too, I'll be honest with you. But looking at the BTC small time frame, I'm not sure what to make of this wave. Here's another way to look at this wave. We already have 5, and we got 5 right here. And this is some kind of a ABC, A, B, C coming down. All right. I guess I just saw one more count where you got 1, 2. We're gonna put 3, 4, and then an ending diag 5 there. So that's kind of an ugly wave 5. But that, any way you look at it, it kind of finishes. Puts this wave as finished. So I like this as a real potential, maybe 3 waves down, or we get an impulse to the downside where this finishes an ABC, and then we look to go long. Okay, so I'm looking for basically the liquidity that's been created right here in this area. I'm looking for that to get taken out. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what it means, Raj. That's exactly what it means, schlong. He'll be short and long at the same time. So yeah, I see Bitcoin taking out this liquidity at some point. It could come up, take the high out, and then come down, and that might be some kind of a weird, ugly flat. And then we'd be looking for a long. So that's my primary look on the small time frame. until this gets broken. If this gets broken to the down, that's going to change the way I look at this wave, right? I'm gonna have to, if this low gets broken, I'm gonna have to look at this wave in light of the previous move and say, okay, if that low gets broken, I got a 1-2. There's wave 3. This was a really ugly wave 4, not 5 waves, but it's 3 waves, and then we're looking for maybe a 5th wave to the downside. Now, if that's the case, what in the world is that 5 waves doing in this chart? That would be, in my opinion, part of an ultra bear count where you get an impulse, maybe a 3-wave pullback at best, maybe not even that deep, something small, and then boom, we're going down, okay? So this would be a small pullback, and then down we go, and we count that as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And guys, that's ultra bull. I said ultra bull, but I meant ultra bear. That's the part of an ultra bear count where we come down here, okay? And we take this low out right there. If that's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 working, oh man, that's horrible, okay? Now, I'm looking at one more possibility here. Let's just take a peek. One more possibility on the macro, what this thing could be if that's 5 waves. If this turns into 5 waves to the downside, what else could it be? Could be part of maybe a really ugly leading diagonal where the 4th wave does not overlap the 1, which is rare, and I normally don't count that as valid, but it could be maybe. So we could say maybe a 1, 2. We got 3 waves here. Actually, we're going to call that 5 waves down to here. 4, and we'd be looking for 5 to finish. And that could be, now that right there, if that happens right there, that could be part of something much more complex. It could be ultra bear, in which we continue rolling over. And so, in other words, you know, if it comes down, we could have the ultra bear count. Or it could be this diag. And if it's a diag, I'd say you'd have to count it because everything looks like it's 5. I'd say you have to count it as a leading diag, in which case I would expect a 3-wave pullback coming back up to 6, you know, the 618 retrace, and then getting another 5 waves to the downside. So if this turns into a diagonal, which could be possible, and there's so many possibilities here, this could then turn into 3. So, in other words, I'm going to cross that bridge when I get there. I'm going to talk about those ideas if this low gets broken. For now, I think the most plausible idea is that we come up and finish this flat, and then we come down with a big wave. And it seems like all the charts fit with that kind of a move. Up and then down, up and then down. And on the very small time frame, we might maybe have to go down first, take out some liquidity, boom, and then go up for that bigger wave to the upside. And then we're going to have to discuss a contingency plan for if this low gets broken. If that low gets broken, then we're going to have a different count. Okay, we're going to have to say this isn't a flat. Because this is 5 waves to the downside and not 3. If this comes down as an impulse wave and gives me a 5th wave, I'm going to have to say, what in the world could that be? The best I would have is that's some kind of leading wave. It's leading something, because this finished in 3 waves and this came down in 5. This is reversing this move and leading us to the downside, whether it's another A, B, C. Okay, it could be something like that. That's nasty, by the way. That count would be nasty. Okay, but if that's leading something like an ABC, we could get a larger flat like this. Okay? But the point is that we have to change our count. Okay, we're not looking for a big move to the upside. If this breaks this low right here, we're not looking for a big 5-wave move anymore. We have to change our count. We have to shift. We have to then start looking at this as a leading wave. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. If that's leading something, then it could be part of an A, B, C. In which case, we have an A, W, actually that's a WXY. Let's do it that way. WX and then Y. But that's 3 nonetheless. Then we could possibly have a 3-wave, a larger 3-wave correction, okay? That just takes a lot longer to play out. It feigns the downward movement, breaks back up, feigns down again, breaks back up, takes out this liquidity here, and then comes down again after that. And what that would be in the grand scheme of things, if that's 3 waves like that complex, we'd be looking at that as A, B, or WX, and then Y later. Okay? All right, so many counts here. I don't want to bog you down with all those counts, but I just want you to be aware, guys, that if this low gets broken tonight or tomorrow, okay? So if this decides to come on down and take this low out, it complicates things, makes it a little harder. We have to then look at this as a leading 5-wave move here. We'd be looking for a reversal back up in 3 waves minimum. We'd be looking for 3 waves, whether it be simple or complex. And I never know what they're going to do. I never know if it's going to go up simply or in a complex manner. I can't tell you that. I just know that that's what we would be expecting to see following a 5-wave move like I've got drawn here if it breaks the low. Now, the only other thing I can see here as far as possibilities of wave structure. Oh, man, excuse me. The only other thing I can see here is if this rolls over and comes really far down, then all of a sudden I'm looking at this wave as a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we'd be in the middle of wave 3 of 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay. And we'd be looking for 19K minimum, but more likely 15 to 17K. If this justifies, or not justifies, if it validates as a 3-wave right here, and this turns into an impulse coming down deeper, then we're going to have targets to 19. I mean, we're going to get down to 19 really quick. It's going to come down hard to 19,000. And then give us a 4, 5, 4, 5. And I'd be looking to target the very bottom of this wave again, if not breaking that low. Again, we got time to cross that bridge, but I'm sharing that to say if we break this low, then that the bets are off a little bit to the upside that we get that upward move first. Okay, it just all depends on how we break the low and how deep it goes. All right. Now I'm starting to get pretty tired, guys. Man, I had a long day today, and I got a long day tomorrow as well. So let's finish up our analysis here, looking at the DXY. DXY, I'm still looking to the upside, guys. I'm bullish on DXY here. Still looking for this to just keep on trucking to the upside in a 3-wave fashion as a flat. Once this finishes, looking for around 109, 110. Once 109, 110 gets hit, looking for a big downside move. This could be exactly what we're expecting to see. A dump for Bitcoin while DXY pumps. And then as the DXY dumps, this is when Bitcoin begins to pump to the upside while DXY dumps. So they're starting to correlate. What we're seeing in the market is everything's rhyming and looking pretty decent. That means, guys, if the dollar's rising, guys, there should be sell-offs coming. Okay, I believe S&P and NASDAQ, a sell-off is coming big. So I'm biased to the downside, guys. Okay, I'm biased to the downside. I believe we're going down. Okay, this is the Nasdaq. This is the Nasdaq 100 index. Okay, I have a leading diag to the downside with a 3-wave pullback, and I've got one contingency that we could go up and tag this high one more time, and that'll give us 5 waves in C. But I don't have to have it. I think we could finagle 5 waves in here somewhere, no problem. If this wave wants to end here. But I'm going to hold this as a possibility that we could come up, tag the high one more time, looking for a 5-wave move back down. First target, the first target I'd be watching is going to be 10,800. That means we're going to have a 33% move on the Nasdaq, I believe, if this thing starts coming down, about a 30% move. Okay, that's first target. But to be honest with you, I've got deeper targets. The second target, or the next target I would watch, is going to be right around $6,900 to $7,000. Okay, that's, in other words, we're going to have a 50% correction almost in the Nasdaq. I think it's coming, and I think that's going to be correlating with all kinds of financial calamity on this planet. I think this fourth quarter is setting up to be very, very bearish. Okay, so I am bearish, but in the short term, I think it's a strong possibility we get a little pump that fakes out the market to dump on us. Okay, and so we want to be ready for that pump and that dump again. I would have put that as a title, but I don't want all my titles to be, of my videos, to be pump and dump as expected. So I do like the XLM chart and the ADA chart. Those two charts seem to be kind of mapping out where we're going, looking for a finished up move and then a major dump to follow. Okay, and I think that's what's happening with ADA as well. XLM and ADA the same. So I think Bitcoin, we can also see that possibility as well. Nasdaq, we could get this upward move to finish, take out this high, and then a 5-wave move to the downside. That's going to be steep and strong. So that might be rhyming as well with the rest of the market. Okay. Looking at the S&P, same thing, guys. Same thing. On the daily, number one. I forgot to mention on the Nasdaq, on the 3-day chart, guys. Look at this. We have broken. We have broken the structure of the upward trend with this move. We've broken out of it to the downside, and now we're bearish. We've broken down through the momentum of the RSI moving average. We've broken these levels, and that turns the charts with a bias to the downside on that time frame. That doesn't mean you can't have bullish days and bullish trades in that time period. The point is that the general direction of the market is down. If this is correct, if this this break is correct, but if it continues, okay. S&P, same thing. We don't have the same break, however, on the 3-day. So we've retested and we've bounced on the 3-day chart. This could, I'm a little bit more bullish on the S&P right now than I am the Nasdaq. So watching this chart right here, want to see if this high is going to get taken out. It looks like it probably will. And we're going to see if this high is going to get taken out. It probably will. And then we're looking for a downside move following that. Okay? So maybe up and then down, or this thing can just roll over and keep rocking to the downside. But again, I'm bearish. We're looking very toppy on NASDAQ and the S&P. I change my tune. My tune gets changed if this top gets broken. Okay, I have to alter my count, making this a 3-wave move. Okay, if this top gets broken. So we'll be watching for that. Okay, guys, there's the analysis. I think I've covered most of crypto. I'm not going to take any chart requests tonight, guys. I'm pretty exhausted. If you have any requests, message me through Patreon or on the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, come become part of the Discord, guys. Those of you who are part of the Discord, just message me if you want to see a particular chart. I'll certainly get a chart out for you tonight. But I'm feeling pretty tired with that. I'm gonna call it a night, I believe. Let me say goodbye. See what you guys said here. So let's see final comments here. I'm just reading your comments, guys. Yeah, in the pre-elections, we're probably going to get a market pump, Evo. That's exactly right. I wouldn't, and so my chart is actually pointing to that possibility, Evo, where we get a dump this year, but we get a pump next year into the election, and so that's a real possibility as well, at least in the crypto space. So that may be the case. We might get this might dump, but we might begin to recover into next year, into late 2024. Might see a reversal out of that. So that's something to keep in mind. I think that's a really good point, to be honest with you, of the election coming. And a lot of times they'll powers that be will pump it. So I don't know what they're going to do here. We'll see. We'll see. Guys, love you. Glad to be part of this, just Sunday night charts and hanging out with you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed hanging out with you and sharing my thoughts. If you want to see more of it, come on into the Discord. Love to have you. But with that said, guys, I got to get some sleep. I am exhausted. I might have to come up with another time for Sunday night charts. I don't know. Or just not be so busy on Sundays. But we had church today and had a good time with the body of Christ. And I went out and played some disc golf with some friends this afternoon. And that always wears me out pretty good. Then we played some board games with some other friends from our church as well, and just had a good fellowship today. But now I had fellowship with you guys, and I'm exhausted. I'm tired. So we're going to call it a night. So y'all have a great night. Trade safe, guys. Please trade safe. Manage your risk. But I think the charts are rhyming. Let's see what the week brings us. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you. Bye-bye.